many track days have you done?
This is my 8th one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't do any last year because of COVID. So I was hoping to have 10 by now before I moved to Arizona, but I'll make up for it down there.
So, and what would you say to people who are interested in driving with Hooked on Driving that've never driven on a track before?
I've been to other organizations, and it's just too many things go without structure, and you want to feel safe, and that's exactly what Hooked on Driving does. They make everybody feel safe, responsible to one another, and you just can't beat the value.
How's it going? Like
really good. I got tips from other drivers twice today, and it's making my experience that much better. And it's just the idea of camaraderie and sharing information is definitely Hooked on Driving.
It's been awesome. I mean, these guys are super welcoming, from the I don't know Jack group all the way up through C. It's been awesome. Like, everybody's kind of supportive of, new people and folks that don't, I know generally what I'm doing. I can change my oil, but I'm not a wrench, right? I'm not a race car driver. So it's been a pretty awesome feeling. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Hooked on Driving as an organization and providing, facilitating your this journey that you've been on?
It's been awesome. So I have driven with the other clubs in the area, but Hooked on Driving is probably the most beginner friendly. It's a lot more structured. Even little things like calling you up to the grid, having a debrief after. No knock on the other clubs. I think they're more oriented maybe to people that want to do wheel-to-wheel racing or, are a little bit more advanced in their journey. But for the raw beginner, I haven't experienced anything better than these guys. That's one of the things they do that's nice is they try to match up, the student with the driver of, like I see the Corvette guys getting paired up all the time. So, that was neat because Chris is like, hey, you got to do the camber plates to, get rid of the understeer, think about these tires. So that was a cool part of it because I definitely would have been flying blind without that.
So community has been really good to...
Yeah, for sure.
To help fill in
every instructor I've had is like, hey, here's my cell phone number, call me, hey, are you going to this next one? So it's been a pretty cool feeling. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right on. Okay. So, gentlemen, just was kind of following up on, how your day's going. And, I understand today's your first day here with Hooked on Driving. You got that beautiful car back there. And is this the first time at PIR?
Yeah, I've done a lot of other track days at different tracks, but never done a Hooked on Driving event, and never had been out here with this car at Portland. So saw that Hooked on Driving was doing a Portland event, so figured I'd try them out and come on down. And they do run it a little different. I like it. They have a little, from what I'm used to, a little bit more structure, and they're a little bit more safety as far as checking helmets and everything, and making sure you have the proper helmets, and then they have 4 classes versus usually a lot of times it's only 3 classes, and so it seems like it's more encompassing for newer drivers. But I'm running in the C class, so. Right out of the gate with the big boys, but all of these guys are awesome. They listen to instructions, and we've had a good time. So
yeah,
I've been impressed. I will definitely do a Hooked on Driving event again. Whenever it comes up.
Yeah, right on. So how many times have you been on track?
This is my first time as a driver on track. So I had booked one session, and then we ended up canceling at the beginning of COVID, and then this session came up, and I knew I could have an in-car coach, and so I thought, yeah, this is the time. And it was a really fantastic experience. So I highly recommend it. I had a great coach. I was nervous coming into it, wondering, what the expectation was going to be on me, but the overall education was super supportive. As a woman driver, I didn't feel like anybody was talking down to me. I felt like I belonged here just as much as anybody else. There were great opportunities in the classroom. There was lots of good feedback in the car. I would do this again for sure. For sure.
What would you tell other women that, like yourself, that might be wondering whether or not they should learn to drive a high-performance car?
Do it.
Like,
it's you are only limited by the limitations you place on yourself. If you decide that this is only for the boys, or this is only something that because I'm a woman and it's scary, you're severely limiting your own experience. This for me was an opportunity to figure out, is this something that I like to do? Is this something that I'm having fun with? And the answer is most definitely yes.